I said I was going to make a video today about creation. And it's been kind of a shitty day, so I thought, why not just use my own day as an example. How did I manage to create such a shitty day? What am I vibrating? What am I sending out that makes me able to create this? So started out pretty good actually this morning, working in the garden, grounding and cleaning up from the big trees that's, all the leaves are falling off. And then I started to get this feeling about our car. It was a bad feeling about our car. Didn't know what it was. So I was going to the supermarket to get some almond milk. And I didn't find it first. I didn't find the car at first. Then I finally saw it together with my daughter, and someone had obviously been, driving drunk or something. They had just, I had a pretty good parking where you just drive straight into your little spot. And then someone can easily just park beside you. But this guy, I think he'd done it before. It was a pretty rough car. A lot of bumps. So, on the back rear, the left rear, I just have to look down because I'm out walking, so I don't stumble. Maybe I'm creating more shit this day, so I just want to be careful. So on the rear wheel on the left side behind, he had just, the whole car must have just slided up against my side. And, well, I don't want to get into all the details, because one thing about this is, how did I create this incident? Because I believe that everything in our lives is our own creation. So the first thing I always do is, try to examine how and what. So I'm so sweaty now after power walking all this off. So I just needed to find a place to stop and continue. So there are actually many things going on when we create. One thing is, of course, what I've been talking about, what we send out, what we vibrate out. But I was just thinking, I've been in a really good place the last few days, and I couldn't understand, why did I attract, the car being hit by another car? When there was enough space, everything seemed to be okay, but I managed to attract a guy that was driving drunk, or I assume he did, because it was a crazy hit. So what did I do? There are a lot of things. For one, I did manage to investigate my own psyche and find that I have actually been a little bit anxious about the car. Because yesterday we changed to this new Fiat 500, a black one, which I really, really love. And the kids really, really love it. And for 1 month now we have tried to manifest this, because we rent the car now. We are doing rentals in the beginning now until we find out what we want to do. So the first two rounds, it was 2 weeks and then 2 weeks with 2 different cars. And when you order a car through these brokers, you don't know what car you'll get. You only get. I just said I want the cheapest one. So, or I wanted the smallest one, which is the cheapest one. First we got I think it was Nissan Micro, and then we got Skoda Fabia or something. None of them were especially good. They were okay. We got from A to B, actually across the whole island with those 2 cars. So I was very grateful for them. But yesterday we moved into Palma. Things seemed to fall into place. We finally managed. We had, been working with the manifestation process, and we got the Fiat 500. So, and another thing about this is that these brokers and all the companies, they always try to sell you this very expensive insurance. It costs a lot more than the car. So, and well, I've been looking a lot into this insurance things, and it seems that you don't actually, someone will probably hit me on this and say, oh, you're wrong, or whatever. I choose to just go with my gut feeling, and that is that I am covered in the most important areas, and I will also be covered through my credit card to pay for the excess if something should happen. So, but obviously it's been on my mind, so I'm sending out mixed signals. And today was the big test. So this is a classic example. As I told you yesterday in my video that I made yesterday, that in the creation process, you need to be really, really focused and clear on what you want, your feelings, the feelings that you have around your decisions. If you're wingling, you are sending out mixed signals. My worry and anxiety about, not being covered top to toe, which I'm not, but still, it's not that I'm being irresponsible or something. So I had this voice in my head, from all the people that is telling me that I have to do this and have to do that. The old programming that you have to secure yourself in all kinds of ways. I pretty much managed to break that matrix, but the insurance thing is a little sticky. It sticks with me. So anyway, I obviously sent out mixed signals because I was tested. I also like to play with these things. Obviously I could pay for the whole insurance. It's just that it's always you all know what I'm talking about, and that's not the point. The point is that I was sending out mixed signals, and I managed to create, I'm standing by this nice fence here just because I wanted you to see this this big river that is dividing Palma. You can see it that well because of the lights. Well, anyway, it's really beautiful. Let me just like this, maybe you can see it better. Anyway, the car was hit, and I saw that it was actually my creation. So it's just I got tested, and I saw that my own anxiety and worries actually manifested into physical form. I know a lot of you will just think, what the heck is she talking about? I mean, the car was only hit by, it was just a coincidence. Well, I don't live that way. So I choose to take responsibility for all my actions, and I know that I created this myself. So anyway, the next thing is, how do you actually deal with things when you manage to create things that you don't really find as a good experience? Because it's not a good experience. It might be even really expensive for me. Although I will mention as a little thing here that even though I had I called the police. They came and took the car number because I was stuck. The car was stuck into my car, and he just guided me to drive a little bit forward, and it turned out that the car didn't have any scratches, just this little scratch that you could hardly see. And I thought the whole side was full of, I don't know the word in English, but you know what I mean. Well, it almost seemed like there was a little film of something that had really protected the car from being scratched all over. And some of you may know this, but I work with Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael, and everywhere I go, I always build a Merkaba field around myself, and sometimes my children, because when we travel so much, we need to protect ourselves to stay in our own energy fields. And I also do this with my home and my car and whatever else I'm leaving, so that it will be unharmed, because you can actually program. I'm going the same direction because I can't go out on the street. There's too many people. I'm stepping on people. So when you work with energy, when you actually understand what energy is, and that everything is made of energy, and everything is energy, frequencies, and vibration. When you actually understand this, you can play with anything. And this is not like some magic dream that I'm living in. It is real, and I'm using it all the time. My children are using it. We use it. We build merkaba fields instead of wearing sunscreen. When we eat food, we harmonize it. We use energy for everything. And basically, I believe that this little film of energy was the one thing that actually saved us from having the whole car scraped up. So when I saw that the car was pretty much all right, the only thing was that, dealing with why did this happen? Because that thought is always coming, I feel I'm doing the right things, but anyway, shit happens. And we do, I am not in my full mastery yet. It's a long journey, and that's so important for me to convey to you, because even if you start now, there's always levels of what you master. And I feel I'm starting to get there, where I really am beginning to master my whole life, my whole being, my reactions, that they are not reactions, but that I am able to sit still and observe my own feelings and what I'm sending out. And when something like this happens, I'm able to, I was not actually that stressed out. I was just, shit, what am I supposed to do with this? And but then I'm kind of, you stay centered, aligned, and there was suddenly, as I was speaking with the company, the rental company, he said, oh no, that he couldn't help me at all. And I understand why, because there turned out to be no scratch, so there wasn't a problem. But he said, you have to report it to the police. And I think it was like 5 seconds after he said that, there was a policeman driving past me in the main road there on his motorbike, and I could just do like this, and he stopped, and didn't speak any Spanish, and he didn't speak English. So I got 2 lessons today: manage my own worries, work with my own anxiety. Yeah, that was the same. And the second is, you have to learn Spanish really, really quickly. This was my little lesson today on how I create, and everything is based upon what we send out from our hearts, from our body, from our physical body, what we send out into our field. There's a big field around us all the time. I'll go into this park. There's a big field surrounding us all the time that most people are not aware of. And in that field is where your movie is being made. So everything I feed into this field is what my movie will look like. So I'd rather be the director of that movie than just the passenger. And that was what I was talking about yesterday. Being the director and the main character, knowing that I can change everything. I don't have to sit and wait for the lines or anything. I create the lines. I create the next step. And so do you. That's a good thing to know, because then you don't have to wait for anyone. Okay, so the first thing is that I'm going into the skate park here now. Shit. Just a second. Yeah. So, first step, be aware of what you are vibrating out, what you're feeding into your field. 2, if you are observing yourself or experiencing, life is showing you that you obviously create something maybe that you don't want or that you don't like. You don't have to sit and wait for everything to change. You can just do it. You can do it by yourself. You can just, rewrite what happened this time, and make sure that, well, maybe we all need, we need a lot of training, a lot of practice. But still, that you don't have to go to school or something to do it. You can just do it. Next time it happens, you will have lots of opportunities. The good thing. Life just makes sure that you have opportunities, always a possibility to get it, you know, to understand what you're creating, what you're doing, what you're sending out. And then that was my second point, how you deal with the shit when it's hitting the fan. That's even more important, you know. If you totally crash down and just want to take the first plane back to Norway, you've kind of lost. So I've got my share of practice since I came here, that's for sure. Wow. But it's really fun. It's really fun as well. I mean, this is what it's all about. Because when you actually... Oh, I'm going to go over here now, just a sec. There's the whole Passage Maritime. Okay, and this way? No cars there. That's the cathedral over there. Okay. Yeah. So that's, in my opinion, what life is all about. That is what life is all about. Being so good at mastering yourself that you can actually create your own movie, which is a movie. I want to create an A movie. What about you? That would be great. I am not there yet. I'm getting there. So, I want to wish you all a great evening. I know I'm sweaty and I'm talking frantically. It's just the pulse, you know, power blocks. See you again soon.